Alright guys, so in this video we're going to be working out algebraic equations. I'm going to be focusing on solve for x. So now, what is solve for x actually? In mathematics we know that we normally deal with the numbers and the letters. Or the letters division the variable. What is a variable? A variable is a number that can stand in the place of a number. Let me give you an example here, a solve for x question. They can say 1 plus x equal to 2. Now, this means that this x is image a number lagato. It's in the place of a number. So now this whole thing is called an equation because inally an equal sign morar, right? Any mixed up numbers, whether they have multiplication, addition, subtraction, division, as long as they have an equal sign in between those numbers, let us sign each other on. That is, this whole thing is called an equation. So this equation just means 1 plus a number ring a rates it will refer to. So when already you know where x are le 1 just by looking at this thing, because whatever roka add 1 le 1 it will refer to. So I'm just explaining what solve for x, what are they actually saying? They just saying what we have a number shiona imaging when you have to find out what that number imaging. So before we start I show you the process of solving x, you must first understand that every number, or actually every number and a variable, in a sign yayon. Sign, I'm talking about these two, the positive sign and the negative sign. Now when you see something in front of, when you see a number or a variable in this plus sign, which means that number is a positive. This is a positive. Or that is a positive. But as soon as that number, whereby a minus sign like this one, this is a negative number. Revija -2. Okay, let me show you this. And I'm saying that as long as a sign the number, then that is sign ya number or variable that number or variable. Something like this. This number is not a -2. This is 2 minus as a -2. -2, the negative sign that number. Do you understand me? Same applies to your positive. Number this sign. Sign that number. To show that sign ye number anyway. We are given this number, so when you can pause this video, then is this number a negative or a positive number now? So we'll evaluate these two because this means this two is a positive. We'll evaluate this number, this on a plus sign it's a positive. This one, a minus sign this means this number is a negative. What about this one? Rabana a sign kapelagana, Rabana a sign kamaragayona, Rijafi, Rijaya kapelagayona. This means this number is a positive. Yawar in a minus sign kamaragayona, that really doesn't matter. What matters for kapelagayona, only a positive sign and then Rijayona sign anyway. Looking at this 7 in a minus sign kamo, in a minus sign kamo, what does that mean? That is still a negative. Sign even kapelagayona, which is this one. And then this means number yeah, it's -7. Sign it really doesn't matter. I'm showing you these things because Bagano teaches something like this, whereby you have to state the sign of every number. This means this is positive 2. And then 1 year, it will have a -1. 5 year, it will have a positive 5. And then the last 7 will have a -7. Every number, let's sign even kapelayon. That is how you should work in mathematics. Sign the number. Now, let's go back to the method of solving x. I think by now you understand already. Whenever a sign the number and not consider a sign even on. So now the question is over 2 plus x equal to 10. You already understand what the question means. X a number. So when solving x, we have to make x the subject of the formula. That thing must always stay in your mind. As long as question you can resolve for x, well, now it's about okay. At some point, I have to make x my subject of the formula. Now, what does making x the subject of the formula mean? Era gore re tshwanetse re dire this x re share ele 1, whether on the left hand side or on the right hand side of the equal sign. This x must be alone, like this. Re ka ba le x equal to 2. This x is the subject of the formula because go bona gore x ya rena e ka le sighting la equal sign and e eme e le 1. Ga ena plus something, ga ena minus something, ga ena times something or divided by something. It is the subject of the formula. So mo ke wa reng ka fa this equation ka what is the subject of the formula here? You're obviously going to say the subject of the formula is 10 because wa bona 10 ya gago e ka le sighting la equal sign e le 1. Aina matter ka way. So we have to make x the subject of the formula. So now in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make it the subject of the formula. This 2 ke yona ya go e paledisha gore e be the subject of the formula. So we're gonna have to find a way ya gore re ntshe 2 ye. Again, our aim kore re share x e le 1. So tshwanetse re ntshe everything ye beng gausi le yone. The question is how? Well, as long as number ye beng gausi le the x e adder or e subtractor, re ka kgona go e shifter. That process is called transposing. Transposing is taking the number e le goreng ya adder or ya minusa ra e shiftela ka kwa side-eng lela, ra e shiftela ka the other side of the equal sign or x ya rena e kgone go dula e le 1. But note something, whenever you are transposing, guys, let me give you an example ka the number line. I think by now you know the number line. On the number line, re na le sighting la di negative sign, re na le sighting la di positive signs. 0 is ever as an equal sign because it's neutral, I negative, ebile I positive. If I take this negative 2, ka decide gore ke skipisha 0 or ke skipisha equal sign, remember I'm not subtracting, so e ka se change ya ba 1. I'm not subtracting, so e ka se change ya ba negative 3 or something like that. Obviously, because ke no e shifter, e tlo change ya ba 2. Mara lebella something, ka re se equal sign, ga e se negative, bjalo e thoma go ba positive. I hope it makes sense. Let's say maybe I take 1, positive 1. If I take this positive 1, I decide I will see the equal sign. It will be 1 once again. I can no change a position. I can minus, I can add. So it will be 1. But now I say positive 1 ever negative 1. So whenever you change the number or the equal sign, as long as number like I tell this equal sign, those numbers they don't change a sign ya yona. So more than 2 plus x is equal to 10. Remember, negotiate x ya rena e le 1. This is positive x. Ke re kwane gore sign e ba ka pela ga the number. That is positive x. So re negotiate x e le 1, meaning gore we have to remove these 2. This means re tshwanetse go go tšea 2 ya rena ye re shift re tshediše equal sign. What do we know about the number re di tshediša equal sign? 2 ye ge e fihla to the other side e tlo ya change sign ya yona. So on this side re na le x. Remember, plus x can also be written as x ka namkgono. It means x ya rena is positive. Then x equal to 10, and then 2 ye la rena e tla ka mo. So re checka sign ya 2 go lebel. Sign is this 2 positive or negative? This 2 is positive. Re bona ka gore ka pele ga ona gona selo. So what are, because it's positive, ge e tshela equal sign e tlo ba negative 2, and then what x equal to, then wa bona o dirile x subject of the formula. So we solve over simple. So you just use your calculator there. You say 10 minus 2, and then it offer 8, meaning what x ya gago is 8. So let's look at this one. X plus 3 equal to 15. Same method. Re na le x ka mo, and then ra tseba re tshwanetse re dire the subject of the formula, or we have to remove everything ye beng gausi le yone. So how do you remove that 3? Re kgona bona 3 ya rena ya adder. So this means re ka kgona go transpose, ra shifter position, meaning gore re ba le x, then re change 3 ye equal to 15. Then this 3 here to the other side. Here to the other side, e change sign ya yona. What is the original sign ya 3? 3 la rena is positive 3. Gora re yo change sign e ba negative 3. then this means our x equal to 15 minus 3, which is 12. I hope it makes sense, guys. This is our answer. You just have to make it the subject of the formula. The only thing you have to do, we have to consider the sign until we shift, because in this case, we're going to value something like this: x minus 7 equal to 10. You still do the same thing. You have to remove everything even hausuli x, okay? So which means we go x equal to 10, then this is negative 7. Remember, regulatory sign the number. That is negative 7. This means 7 need to the other side. Yeah, change from negative 7. You have a positive 7. And then we are x equal to, what is 10 plus 7? It's 17. And then we solve x ya. Nke re boletse gore x e emetše a number legatong, mo re re x ya rena be e emetše 17 legatong. This means go ka wa beya 17 mo, wa re 17 minus 7 o tlo kry-a 10 ya gago ka nnete. And le tšene tšela tša before mo o rile x ya go e emetše 12 legatong, mene gore go ka beya 12 mo o tlo kry-a 15, o tlo ba 12 plus 3, which is 15. Ka e no tsamaya kana mokgono we. So remember, we have to make x the subject of the formula, meaning we have to remove every number even hausilion. And ra the number they are add, they are minus, or re ka kgona go di transpose. So this means re tlo shala ka x ka mo because we remove everything. Then we are equal to 25. Then we share all these numbers, we are transpose. This 2, it's positive. Here you transpose, you have a negative 2. This is negative 7. Here you transpose, you have a positive 7. This is positive 1. Here you transpose, you have a negative 1. O skaba wa share a number and don't forget to change sign in way. Hey, really positive, you have a negative. If it was negative, you have a positive. So now let's calculate. We really excel the subject of the formula. So now let's press this numbers calculator and say 25 minus 2 plus 7 minus 1. And then it's going to give you 29. Where x it's 29. And then we solve x ya gago kana mkhono.